It's pruning time, and a lot of people have a question on things to use and how to use. I got Dennis Swartzel with me. Thanks for coming, Dennis.
You're welcome.
And he wants to show you some of the best equipment to use and why he's chose that. And let's take off, Den. I guess these little guys right here.
Well, these are the bypass pruners, Lynn, and they work like a pair of scissors. And these are intended for really small twigs, you know, about the size of your little finger and no bigger.
Don't cut that off.
No. But if you cut anything larger than about 3/4 of an inch in diameter, you're going to tweak these, and you need to step up to something bigger.
You know, people can buy what they call it, I believe, the anvil kind. And,
well, the anvil type kind of crushes the branch, so you really want to use this scissors type or bypass pruners, we call them. They're a little easier on the branch that's remaining on the stem.
Okay.
And then we step up to the loppers.
Oh, that's so cute. Mine are big ones.
Yeah, they come in different sizes. This is good for fruit trees and roses and that sort of thing. I think that the cut is a little bit sloppy on these. So when I get up to something over about 1 inch in diameter, I really move up to a saw.
What about the ones that's got the handles that extend out?
Well, I think if you get the length too long, then you tend to put a little too much torque in them. You'll get a sloppy cut up here.
Well, I seem to know how to bend them. Okay, this is little guys here now. I guess the saw?
Well, once we go from the loppers, we go to these saws, and this is the Japanese technology with the 3 edges on each tooth. And these cut really, really well. They cut skin too, so you have to be careful.
You know, one time I tried using a crosscut saw. That's the normal saw a carpenter uses. But this saw here has the ability to clean out the cut while it's going back and forth.
It does. The groove in here is known as a gullet, and it pulls the sawdust out in the cut. These are intended for the pull cut instead of the down cut with the carpenter saw.
What's this guy?
This is a little cheaper saw, but it's still a good one. It's got a straight blade on it, a curved handle. This, you know, the smaller blades are really good for getting into tight areas like on fruit trees, and that's where something like this little handheld saw,
cute?
This is called a Pocket Boy.
I'm going to take this one home.
Okay, you can have that one, Lynn. And these work really, really well on small trees. And most of us have small trees now. We don't have the big ones.
What about now getting up in the top of the tree?
Well, that's where the pole saw comes into play. And this one here has a big handle on it, a little sheath. And it looks like the Grim Reaper, doesn't it? But it's really handy for getting into taller reaches.
And then, does this expand out here?
It does. These telescope out to about 10 feet.
Oh my good heavens. But I've always found them kind of awkward to use.
Well, this is pretty good. I mean, it's got a real stiff handle, so there's not much play or bend in it. You just have to be really careful, especially around power lines. You don't want to get anywhere near a power line with this.
What about, I've seen them where they kind of got this over here where you can use it right there.
You can get a pole saw with a lopper on it as well, and that's a little handier for getting into some areas that are a little tight.
Oh, that looks like a wicked one.
It is. It cuts very, very cleanly too.
Well, Dan, I got to close off, and we got a little guy here, and I got it so you can clean the hairs out of your nose.
That looks great, Lynn.
That's a cute little. You seem to know the company there, Fitzer?
This is Fiskars.
And sure a cute little buzzard.
It is. I'll trade you the saw for this one.
Now back to you in the studio.